Really cold, oh my God. So we got a little snow, can you tell? And it's been a little crazy around here. Winter Storm Fern, I think is what they called her. And she was pretty brutal to us, but they thought we were gonna get 12 or 18. We ended up with 6 or 7, you know. Turns into giant piles like this. As you guys know, we do some snow removal. I'd like to talk further about that.
We were discussing your nipples.
Guys, it's been busy this morning. It's been a busy week. We haven't had a week like this in so long. It is such a good feeling. I can't even tell you. It's just really cool, man, to come in here, help a contractor that needed the help, and getting 26 kicked off the way we know how to kick it off, and that's slamming pipe in the ground. And boy, howdy, our backlog hasn't been nothing like it is to sitting here today. And I am excited to have a 7-digit backlog, contracted backlog again. 2026 is going to be killer, and it's because of guys and crews like this, the crews that we have, the clients that we have, our customers, and the way we're approaching projects is totally different than we've ever have. And we're starting to see some major success from it from the customer standpoint. We're out here on a new job. A fire line contractor reached out to us, needing some help with a very large underground fire system. We've got experience here in the state of Arkansas working under fire line contractors and working hand in hand with them on their underground installs, multi-families, whatever's needed. There's almost 3,000 foot of pipe on this job, multiple in-building risers, as you can see. We got Gage's crew out here. They're gonna be starting a subdivision here in about 3 weeks, but hoping they can get in and out of these crazy parameters in between the time. So we got the 308. We're actually renting a skid steer on this gig. Our skid steer's tied up at the next job you guys will see today. Trench roller as well. Starting off at the city main. You guys probably don't know what the term hot box is, but feeding a box, bringing water, there's a manifold, and then it kicks out and keeps these buildings under fire suppression code. Obviously, as you can tell, they're apartments, multifamily type style. Anywhere in the country, just about, has to have fire suppression to keep the residents safe if there ever was to be a fire. Installing IBRs back to hot boxes. They've got about 2,900 feet. They've installed 3 buildings so far. You guys will see ins and outs of this. Really clean looking work too. Thing with fire suppression is it's a private entity. So it doesn't really get the classification in the public easements. Got to stay out of those public utility easements because it's private, right? Just makes it a little bit dodgy, skippy, move it here, do this. Got a little bit more freedom. Obviously, you still have to keep the engineers involved. You got to keep the fire contractor involved. You can't just go moving anything that you want. You've got a little bit more of an easier redesign method is all I was trying to say, rather than a public utility. Super clean work. We still got to bed it all. A lot of it's in green space. You'll see a lot of black plastic wrapped fittings. That's a 90 or a 45 or a 22 wrapped up, tracer wire ran across, and an area dug out for thrust blocks ready to go to keep any type of fitting popping off, water line movement in the ground. Thrust blocks are one of the most important non-talked about things in the utility world. So really excited to be a part of this project. Thank you to Gage and the boys. They're doing a fantastic job they've brought a water line all the way across this building, ties in right there and goes across. It's just really effective work, clean, planned, thought out install. And working with the contractor here on site, we've got an awesome schedule built that's gonna help him and us.
Lines up mysteriously. Gage gets his wiggle his finger
So y'all can see coming in from our in-building riser, that's what they call them, IBRs. It's going into a hot box right there. We've got it braced up. We've got to make sure they're level so the manifold will go on them. But once we come out of the city water, we go through the backflow manifold, we come back down. This is private, quote unquote, non-potable water. Still needs to be sampled though. It's kind of a gray area. Got a T right here. One building's fed that way, where a gauge man's back there tying in, and then we'll take this one on around that building and get that further building down there on the job taken care of.
For sure it is, because fire line that goes that way.
Guys, pretty cool out here, checking out a few things, doing a pond up here. We're gonna bring our driveway literally right through these woods. All coming down at the same point. We'll just get down what it needs to get down, then we'll look at it, and then we'll look at it. And, but that's gonna be your drive, right through there. And the cool thing is he'll be nice and straight right through by the pond bank, no matter what, semis or whatever, you know? No turning. Oh, we'll fill it in. Unless you wanna, keep that one, sir? I think it's gonna have to go.
Kill it.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's gonna be in the pond.
Yep.
Almost.
Yeah, literally.
You're saying the bank's on the other side of this dirt, huh?
Right.
So the back of the bank?
Yes, it's gonna curve down the hill right into there.
So somewhere, I don't know where. This used to be pretty deep. Before I bought this place, she told me about it. There's like a Willie's Jeep or something. There's
No way.
They filled some stuff in down here in this ravine. So
Okay.
I don't know where it is, but if we put our berm back right in this area, we'll probably avoid it because I think it's a little bit farther down.
Okay.
A buried car or a body.
Bill would love a buried car.
Well, say, it depends on what model. It might be worth money.
Not after it's been buried for 20 years.
So, my aunt, she goes, you'll never, it's like a couple months ago, she goes, I heard this dozer, I heard tracks squeaking. And she said, I went outside with the spotlight, and I looked, and he's driving it back in there, right? She said, I creeped out there, and he's burying a car. So she goes, I called the cops, and I guess they come out, and they were meth heads. You know?
Oh, God.
He's down, and then we...
Damn it, Bill, let's go, man. What's on you now?
Sorry.
We're here. Got equipment.
It always has been.
We are in the middle of basically a giant bowl where everything drains to right here anyways. It would naturally be a great pond. The customer's house is behind us. You see this block of woods. There's actually 3 different driveways running down this. It's what we call a holler here in Arkansas, a little valley in between 2 larger hillsides. And with this pond being here, we got to find somewhere to put a spillway, take active drainage. What a lot of people don't understand when you're attacking driveways and somebody wants to build a house 3,000-4,000 feet back off their property or the highway or the road or whatever the case may be, the biggest and largest obstacle you have is the drainage. It's not the road itself. A road built with no moisture in it, I mean, you gotta have correct moisture to compact gravel, I totally get that. But if you can keep moisture off a finished driveway, drainage, blowing things out, carrying gravel away, you're gonna have a happier customer at the end. This job is literally the definition of just that. Everything up here, we're gonna take into a pond. We're gonna take a bunch of these trees out behind us, bunch of these trees out that I'm standing next to. We're gonna delete one driveway, make them into a shared driveway, create a pond, spillway out, for collection all the way down the hill and kick it out to the highway. I'm really excited. This is where it all started. Obviously, if I was a skid steer mini X guy, I would be pretty fearful of this. Larger pond, larger equipment. You guys can still do it, just rent the equipment. But we brought the old 210 out. The 360 is probably gonna make an appearance at one point to move the amount of dirt that we need to move on this. And you'll see the 265, a little skidder action, dozer in and out of here probably at some point. But day one, brought the 210 down here. Bill, we just walked it all, flagged it all. We've got some stakes. He's gonna take a CHC nav, GPS, do some shooting, get some points out of there so we can export them and look at them in the office and help design it best that we can, because that's honestly what we're doing out here. We get free reign to design, build something that's going to be effective, and we can help our customer along the way. Guys, if you're in the area, need something like this, you guys are out by the lake or something steep, something crazy that nobody else has been able to figure out, we will happily come out, talk with you, meet with you, but at the same time, be ready to deal with the drainage, because it's probably 92% of the reason that your driveway has issues. So really excited to watch this one take off. Really excited to see a customer smile at the end of this job. I've missed that. We did a horse arena earlier last year. Dude, seeing Miss Terry's smile at the end of that job was unbelievable. And hopefully this year, we've got 2 or 3 or 4 of these coming out right out of the gate for you guys. This one being a little bit larger, 3 to 4 week project, and we will keep you guys updated through the entire thing. So come on. All right, guys, out here at the driveway situation, driveway pond install. If you guys were here from day one, Will's been out here a bunch for you guys. He's trying to get the entire job. This really relates to a lot of you guys in our audience. This is more of a heavier residential job that a lot of you guys are doing. You can tell we've got 3 different elevated driveways behind me. Main customer owns both on the left. So we've got to propose a solution. No engineers. You got to sit out here and design from your own experience. Give it to your customer. Is this a good idea? Maybe it's not a good idea. Hey, what is this your vision? You got to meet this customer, sit here and conceptualize a design, get it approved. Mama and daddy standing up there. Yeah, I don't like that. Maybe I do. Actually, I've changed my mind. Maybe let's do this. All of that, right? You guys all face that. That's where a contract comes in place. That's where a proposal comes in place. A clear, defined scope. So when they come out here and they get with Bill up there on the 210, hey, go ahead, don't take that tree, do these trees, blah, 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 blah. You've got a good defined point of where you're starting, so you can either add, delete, whatever the case may be. So, but starting off 26, doing some home site development, these driveways need some drainage help badly. Basically, the entire hillside drains to right behind this stump, kicks out, and it just makes this, right where we're standing, this gravel deposit. Every bit of gravel they've put on these roads have ended up down here. We're reshaping this entire approach. They'll eventually, right here by this stump, carry out all the water, and we're gonna walk up there and explain this job a little bit more. But essentially the water, you can see where the natural drainage point is between these 2 drives. Coming out to this stump, we're gonna hit a collection point. Take this driveway to our far left is actually getting deleted. We're using all that dirt, moving it over here, seaming up this grade a little bit more so it's not so undulated and grade breaks everywhere. We're gonna basically use the dirt that's here on site on the left side of this driveway, drag it over, bring and move this middle driveway a little further over from where it's at so we can get a better defined point. There's gonna be a swell actually leading right down to this point, to this collection point. We'll culvert it across this road, get it over here on the south side of this ditch, and let it kick out and deal with the drainage a little bit better. As we get up on top of the hill, you'll see a giant brush pile where they've been taking care of all of the trees. Obviously, it's a necessary evil. Obviously, we don't want to sit here and kill all the trees, take all the trees out, but in order for grade to be seamless, you can't have a bunch of root balls defining your grade in the hillside as you work down, right? Pond up at the top of the hill, there'll be a spillway out of the back of the pond. Once we get up on top of this hill, you will see a very big defined bowl of where everything's draining to. It concentrates into a ditch, not a swell, and it just blows everything out during a rain event that he's tried to have sustainability. So now he's gone with us. Hey man, I want to do this right. Give me some ideas, design it up. We spent some time shooting over some design work, literally Google Maps overlay, pictures with crayons essentially. Obviously we use software for it, but to give your customer a good idea of what's gonna actually transpire, why you're wanting to, hey, here's the drawing of what we're proposing to do, here's the money attached, not just, hey, I want a driveway and a pond, here you go. Come on, help your customer out a little bit. But man, I'm really excited. This is where it all started. I had a T595 Bobcat skid steer and an E45 skid steer, and hell, I would have tried to attempt it with this to 8 years ago because I'm freaking crazy. Obviously need a little bit bigger of equipment for a job like this, and you could 100% rent the equipment to do this job. You're not gonna be near as profitable, that's for sure. But long story short, man, this is where it all started. Making people smile after they shake my hand for the first time and say, hey, let's do this. When they start smiling as they're walking through this job, start seeing their vision come to life, that's what I'm all about, dude. Always been about it. And I don't know why we ever ventured away from it. I know why, because it's really hard to make a residential job, define it, and hand it off to somebody. I wanted to be able to hand off, here's a set of plans, here's a set of specs, here's your inspectors, go do the job. It's a little bit more scalable, right? This resi space is so hard to scale. Trust me, I tried. And it's a lot of confusion for the manager, for the owner, to try and be successful with both your crews, 3 crews, whatever you're running. So let's go take a look at this job from their perspective.
Slope it and make it kind of pretty to like right here, and make this the ditch, right? Where they say these rock, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? We're just getting within 5-6 inches here. And then go, so he said 12 foot wide is his paver, right? So what do you think, 12 foot plus 5 foot, 6 foot each side for beautification, right? So if this is the edge of our ditch, we'll burn this, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, I'm saying, like the edge of this tree, and then you could,
You're saying hug up the hill as
you
much
could
as possible.
3 to 1 or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and kick the dirt down here and use some of the existing, I don't even want to say grade because it's
Right.
not, but you know, I don't know.
They're saying right through there.
I'm wondering.
And then take all of the, well then all of that right there's got to be lower.
Right, we'll have to
Then-
figure out some way to make a ditch. I know we don't like the word ditch.
Swell. No, I mean,
Swell.
here's the thing. The swell's going to kick out right here. We can naturally
I'm wondering
carry
if
it
you
on
could
that
make it-
side and use this as your drive
And then
and carry it almost at the same elevation so you can be lower than the drive.
Maybe you could, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but that's what I'm wondering if
You're
the
saying
cabinet-
instead of taking it further down the hill, carry it up here.
Move it. Yeah, maybe move this space where we're standing.
I know it's a little difficult to see up through here where this brush pile is going to be, but about where I'm standing is we're going to bring that drive right where that skid steer is up here to my feet. We're going to start curving around to the north. There's going to be a pond right there next week. Bringing in about 2,700 yards of dirt, quite a bit of dirt, but you can tell pretty much this entire property bowls right to one spot. The gentleman would like to capture all the drainage up here at the top before it runs down the hill. Great thinking, but he's also, hey, could I turn this into a fish pond in some way, somehow? Yeah, man, we probably can make that work, get it deep enough. Anyways, so we're gonna be working on that next week for sure. It all ties into the proper drainage needed to have a wonderful driveway. Easy, up and down, accessible, and looking forward to it. Really looking forward to seeing this finished product. We actually, the existing asphalt that you see, we didn't actually do all of it. It was a gravel parking lot. We were just basically starting our relationship with the church at that point. But we did kind of help them navigate it to get ready for the second phase. So you can see with the new church expansion, we helped them put curb all down this existing asphalt. Really nice curb, I gotta say too. So got a little bit of asphalt we've got to lay up there and touch up. This little corner's got to be touched up dirt wise, add a little bit of dirt here, there, and everywhere. You can see basically piles of dirt to fill in curb islands. You'll see that everywhere. We got to do some backfilling and some topsoiling and do some things like that, but this is the very back of the job. We borrowed, if you guys remember and you're really been here that long, this would have been about a year ago. We borrowed the dirt from back here, dug a pit, completely legal and approved, and borrowed the dirt on site and built this ginormous red dirt pit, or red dirt pad. Please edit that out, Will. Red dirt pad here. Damn it. So, got to get all this addressed, but you can see we even worked with their existing building here, kept that. I mean, churches operate on very tight budgets. They try, when they have a building, even though it may be a little bit older, they're using their existing buildings, trying to encapsulate everything they already had. So drain points there, you can see it's pretty nasty looking. We got some rain yesterday. The boys have been, for some reason, the supplied curb guys here don't do their own base grade. So that's been something new to deal with for sure. So we picked that up, basically helping the church handle all the utilities, all the earthwork, all the way to pavement. Everything civilly is what I'm trying to say. So got to step in where it's needed. You can see we've been using our GPS and running some stakes and some pins to get them very close to grade where they've just got to add a little bit or whatever they need to do, compact it and get formed up. But around the backside, they've got all the 5-foot overbuild cut out. It looks really, really good, I gotta say. The only thing we're lacking on the utility side are the transformers. I called that in. But yeah, it looks really good. So you can see transformer there. All these little piles are backfilling around the curb islands. There's 3 islands through the middle of the parking lot. We're gonna install some parking lot lights. Actually, Redding Electric's gonna install that. We just helped excavate and compact through the parking lot. 1, 2, and 3 finalizing right there. That gas meter still has to move. Where are you at, gas company? My God, I've been after you for almost, well, it's over a year at this point. It's ridiculous. That's about all we're lacking from the utility standpoint. We've got the transformers. You can see we've got everything tied in. Did all the water. There was a bore here, and let's see here. That's about it. Now we're going to really start working on the final touches, backfill of curb islands, backfill of everything essentially. Tie in the north and the south end. There's kind of fields. We want those to be utilized for the youth here at the church. That's flat enough out there that they can be utilized for a soccer field, or maybe want to pour some type of pad down the road, a pavilion, etc. Obviously, they know they can't build where that borrow pit is. They signed off on that. We made all that happen. And we've got to clean up that retention pond and just clean up sill fence. So I am really proud of this one, to be honest with you. Full, total site package. And was a definite learning experience. Places of worships are working on extremely tight budgets normally a lot of times, but man, shout out to all the boys that have been helping here. I don't know who's tracking out, but we're gonna fix that. So yeah, you've got cold air. Oh my God. See, I don't think that's happening. You see this warm nose that comes up right here?
I think it's gonna be farther south than that.
I think it's gonna be further over here. So the heaviest snow will be right on the back side of this line. Dry air up here, heavy moist air down here. You have moisture coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. You have this incredible storm. It's not even a storm. It's a high pressure ridge trying to sit forth and literally bringing all of this crazy Arctic air, and it's just perfect storm. It's crazy, literally. See, this is calling. This is okay. So here's our date up here. So they're saying we're gonna start seeing snowflakes about 11 o'clock tonight.
They're all in the office on that table. Gloves and
Who we got? Bill left.
He's grabbing the kids.
Okay. Oh, little Bill. That's right.
gloves and beanies are in there on the front, by the way.
Sweet.
From old side boss.
Yep.
These guys are actually
Mama
really
Bear
nice.
was supposed to bring them around, but we had
Really
kid
nice.
something go on with the little girl. Anyways, we went and got them the other day. It was overly needed.
We were discussing your nipples.
We were discussing your nipples earlier.
Dude, these
Why
bibs.
everything rubs your nipples.
My nipples.
Do you have abnormally large nipples?
What is that?
Some pasties.
Have you ever seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
That's
Fucking
Drax. He's like, I got
I've
very
seen
sensitive nipples.
Yeah.
Dude, it's only when it's cold and I
You want a
use
safety
my nipples
pin?
Get hard and they rub against that little mouthpiece right there, dude. Had to tape them up. Hasn't been an issue.
There we go.
Did you tell Cy your new nickname, Gage? Tell him about the trophy we got you?
Crash Out King?
Huh?
Crash Out King?
Crash out.
So Gage's new name is Crash, dude. Mr. C. Freaking dude. You got him a trophy from Beef O'Brady's, dude.
All right, everybody see this? So everybody's kind of got this kind of figured out. We've got some skid steer guys. Luckily, we have 2 skid steers this go around. We've done this with a skid steer, a wheel loader, and a backhoe before. We're going to be running with 2 skid steers, a backhoe, and a wheel loader. And we've kind of switched up the routes just a little bit for the guys that have done this before, for the guys that are new. You'll understand here in just a minute. So right now we are looking at what is going to be the backhoe route. We'll start there. Rusty's going to be in the backhoe. He's going to hit 510 Post Road. It's a conglomerate of addresses. You've pushed it before, you know what you're doing. From there, he's going to come up. I don't care how you get there. Hopefully the safest way possible. He's going to start at JJ's. We take care of all of that. Starbucks, and keep that in mind for you skid steer guys. We'll come back to that here in just a second. He'll jump across the street, hit the Freddy strip mall. Skid steer guys, there's another drive-through. Pay attention to there. And from there, it doesn't matter. From there, going to end up at Dixieland. You guys are all going to end up here. Okay? Rusty, any questions? Cool. We're heading to the wheel loader, which is kind of more big, long, straight runs, handling most of the big parking areas. I believe he's probably going to start up here on the north end of Bentonville, doing Tiger. This is Tiger and Walton right here. He's going to handle all the drive lanes, everything over here to Mojo Cycling, all of this encompassing, pile it up somewhere so hopefully it'll drain. And then from there, what seems to be one of the longest and busiest areas out of the whole kit and caboodle. Dairy Queen right here. Drive lanes, drive-through lanes, skid steer guys, make sure if you have any trouble and you can't get through that drive-through and they need to stop there too, just let them know. From there, it doesn't freaking matter. It's Panera Bread we are not doing. We are not doing Krispy Kreme. We will do Florama. You're going to do drive lanes, entrance, drive lane, entrance, and drive lane all the way back here so they can receive trucks as well. You guys don't need to be worried about interior parking. It's mainly drive lanes and entrances. There's only one address that's a little bit different. And then once the wheel loader wraps up there, he will also be navigating back over here to Dixieland and handling the warehouses, and we'll go over that in just a second. Skid steer guys, you guys are going to be kind of all over the place. Starting down in Lowell, this is the only address that we have to shovel and salt. This is JB Hunt's daycare. Buddy of mine asked me to do it. It's the only add-on address that I took for outside of our normal customer. Bill and Jesus, you guys have a map for this. From what I understand, it's this entrance. This is where you are going to do the parking from what it looks.
Everything.
I think so. Just on entrance. I do not believe you're going to have to do anything back here. You guys are going to have the extra hands. Let's shovel off all sidewalks. and salt. There's 6 or 7 bags in the back of my truck, especially just for this address. Salt the entrance, salt the sidewalks the best that you can, and get rid of the snow, of course, off into the parking lot. And I believe too, I mean, you guys are gonna mess this stuff up with 2 skid steers very quickly. Again, this is the only address that we're shoveling, salting, and doing all parking stalls in pictured map that you guys have. From there, after you guys use all your energy, you guys will head north. I don't care if you take the bypass, you take something in town, take the safest route, please. Again, I don't care if you take them and put them both on the pintle hitch and all ride together, or if you want to take 2 diesels, I don't care. 4-wheel drive high, most of you guys know that, but 4-wheel drive high and you'll be just fine. They'll truck right along. From there, you're gonna run up here to Bentonville to this DHS building. It's got a little roundabout on it, and it's got these drive lanes right here. This is, if you've been on a skid steer route before, this is where we start. And I believe we do this entrance as well. I think that's a public road. I think we do the roundabout and the drive lanes. Def has got in it.
Don't have any def. It's not a def machine.
That's right.
It's just, it says the diesel, the soot load, like it's clogged up, and I don't know how to get into the thing to make it reach it. You know what I'm saying? It has to have a code, and I don't know how to do that.
Let it run some at 911 through it. Keep it revved up, let it run.
I just had it wide open.
Do it.
That's what I told them when they started this morning, they should have let it run for 5 minutes and then hang them wide open. Idle them, don't. You know what I'm saying?
You can't just idle.
The cylinder temperature's not hot enough.
So you ain't even got this to move hardly, huh?
I made that pass right there and just come over here and knocked it over. And it was kind of racing up and down, and I thought maybe it had ice in it.
I bet it's gelling, dude.
And then it said DPF code, and now it's actually running the best it has, but it's DPF code.
Well, give it a few more minutes. Get in there, warm up. Just keep my ratchet straps in there. Here and 1 and 2 right here for anybody like handicap, of course, you know. This is where they're gonna come through and ramp and go across. It's the only shoveling we got to do. We'll go see if McDonald's is open and get some biscuits for the boys. All right, let's go.